Welcome to the Meethi Goli Talk Show on the Art of Healing Gurukul YouTube channel. So, all our audience, good evening, good night, and we have with us Dr. Sucharitra Picasso. She is a senior homeopathy consultant. She is my friend and colleague, and we are going to discuss today about stress and stress management and different ways and the role of homeopathy, how one could manage the stress with homeopathy. So, welcome, Dr. Sucharitra. I'm happy to have you here. And
Thank you, Dr. Rajeshwari, ma'am. Thank you for welcoming me and trusting me, inviting me for this today's podcast. And I hope I will be delivering a knowledgeable podcast to my patients, to my viewers. And I have chosen this topic because it's very much in vogue and it's very common these days. What is
yes,
stress?
it is
Yeah,
too much
let's
nowadays,
discuss
and
stress.
people, especially the new generation, is unable to cope up with the stress. They don't
Right.
have a kind of resilience, and so many things are happening. They're harming
Hmm.
themselves out of stress.
Right, right.
So
Very
there
true.
is a quote that stress is not what happens to us; it's our response to what happens to us. So it is our response, and that is what causes all the you know um, different things happening
Cascade
in the
effect.
body. Yes,
Yeah,
it is a
kind of
cascading
cascade effect.
cascade effect,
Exactly.
and automatically it will have effect on your mind, your body, and all the
Body.
symptoms will develop.
Very true. Very true.
Okay. So today we'll be discussing about what are the different types of stress and what are the causes of the stress. So
Yes.
what would you say about it?
Like
What's
if we just talk about different causes of stress, so stress
Mhm.
can be related to your daily routine, like taking, trivial stress related to your daily routine, like cooking up, going to the office, be punctual on time, reaching the office on time, and driving, because I have seen while
Mhm.
driving you get stressed so much
So
that you need a relaxation exercises, or maybe you need a kind of
yes,
rejuvenation for yourself,
uh,
because and there are
it's
many other
exactly.
causes, like financial stress can be there,
Yeah.
debt, and interpersonal relationships these days, which is very common these days. And people do have so much of stress related to their relationships. So many cases are also being seen,
Yeah.
like related to interpersonal relationships,
In the
which
personal
ends
relationship.
up in either suicide or some other, taking uh, very sad step. So
Yes.
these are the causes mainly. And if we talk about kids, children do have, stress related to their studies, approaching the goal and scoring more marks. There is peer pressure as well, which,
Exam related.
keeps them, yeah, exam related, performance anxiety. Anxiety also causes, some kind of, or the other kind of stress.
Yeah.
Whatever we are doing, it's related to stress to some extent or the other, but it's up to us also how we deal with that stress, how we cope up,
Hmm.
because how to manage the stress. If I
Correct.
am going through some kind of challenges or stress or tensions in life, but how I am reacting to that particular stress. In homeopathy we see ki there are two individuals are totally different from each other, even the blood relation.
Yes.
Yeah, they do have different ways of managing this stress. अगर
So
हम बहुत ज्यादा
everyone,
स्ट्रेस लेते हैं.
yes,
हाँ.
everyone has their own way of managing the stress, and
Exactly.
Now coming to what is stress, we're talking so much about stress, stress, stress. What is the stress? How would you define? How would you tell that one person is suffering from stress? So what is it exactly? So,
Stress, see, if I'm talking to you and,
mm,
I'm getting anxiety
mm,
or I'm not feeling comfortable, that is
mm,
also a kind of stress,
yeah.
right? It affects your physical, emotional,
So
mental
it's our
health. Yeah,
physical and mental reactions to the different kinds of
exactly.
challenges, the different kinds
Right.
of demands, and
Hmm.
in some ways there is threat. There is a flight response. So
Right.
that
Fight
is
or
also
flight.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So fright or
Yeah.
flight response is there. So this all means stress. So
Exactly.
now
And
coming
there is
to
release of adrenaline and cortisol in the body during a
exactly. So
stress.
this releasing of the adrenaline and the cortisol. If at a
Right.
short time it's okay, but if it is repeatedly happening, when it is recurrently happening, then it
Right.
takes toll of the body. It takes the toll on the physical aspect and on the
Plain.
different organs, and then the person comes with a disease condition. Okay, so
Very
that is
true.
how we classify the stress into different acute stress, chronic stress. It can be episodic acute stress. It may
Right.
come in
Right.
episodes. So can you tell something about that? Chronic stress is also there. Like a person who, suppose a girl who is married into a very, a household where she is repeatedly being harassed, or having a lot of problems in her personal life, and that becomes a chronic stress, right?
True.
So
True.
long term
So,
stress. And that
yeah,
is
it has got long term effects on the body.
it can not only be when a girl gets married into a family, or a boy gets married, suppose they can have a chronic stress. Chronic stress can also happen in job, in a
Hmm.
workplace.
Hmm.
You're
Hmm.
working
Right.
for 15, 10 years, and continuously you're under the same kind of pressure, and you're working under that pressure. That can also lead to the chronic stress. And let me
True.
tell you,
True.
this chronic stress will again lead to several bodily symptoms that is seen in kind of a disease. Okay,
True. True.
so can you explain more about this chronic stress, acute stress, episodal no stress? um,
Acute stress is seen when, like I'm, driving, while driving, and
mm,
somebody comes in front of the car
yeah.
and I, push the brake. So
mm,
sometimes it happens ki, oh, thank God,
yeah.
I was about to, it was a narrow escape.
Yes, yes,
So it also releases cortisol in the body, adrenaline rush in the body.
yes.
So that is a kind of acute stress.
So this
Episodic stress,
this episodic acute stress, if it is happening multiple times, again that can be very
hmm,
dangerous. And this
hmm, hmm,
episodic acute stress, if it is in a very severe form, then again it can lead to panic attacks and anxiety,
attacks,
and the person again
anxiety,
can go into a very bad condition.
right?
So
Panicky attacks.
yes, yes, yes. So let us discuss about some cases you might have handled about this kind of stress.
I had one patient who has, anger issues.
Hmm.
The patient
Yes.
used to react on, trivial things.
Yes.
On there was a lot of irritability, a lot of, panicky attacks, and the person wasn't able to handle the stress. You
Yeah.
know, so like in that case, I could able to manage the, stress and his
Mhm.
anger as well, along with, homeopathy as well as other management part like
Yes.
mindfulness, going
So,
for meditation, and doing some yogic
yes.
exercises, and
Mm.
going for a morning walk. these are the mindfulness activities, or just improving your physical activity,
Yes.
socializing, that also
Socializing.
improves, enhances your
Yes.
management of stress, and you cope up very easily.
Yes.
So that was the case, which lasted for, I think, 1 year, 1 or 1.5 year. That
Hmm.
person took medicines from me, and there was much improvement thereafter, along
Okay.
with following the stress management also.
Hmm.
And few of the exercises also being followed, to be
Hmm.
followed by the patient, like
Hmm.
tightening your muscles followed by slowly relaxing the muscles.
Yeah. So I usually advise box breathing, listening
Hmm.
to patient
Deep
music,
breathing.
and
Right.
doing light yogic exercises. Along with
Yeah.
that, we have our homeopathic medicines depending on what kind
Right.
of stress and what kind of
Symptoms.
symptoms that person
Right.
is suffering from. So you have this kind of work and study stress, you have this money and finance, especially person who is under debt. Okay, and
Right.
managing
Right.
the debt
Right.
is also a stress. People nowadays take so much of loans and all these things, and
Yeah.
then there is a continuous stress about managing that loans. And if
Hmm. Hmm.
suddenly there is an unexpected expenses, that is also one of the reason for stress. And
Right. Right.
also, if a person is unable to provide basic necessities to the family or afford to buy the basic necessities, that also becomes one kind of stress. That is about the
Exactly. And
finances, financial management. Then
financial management.
financial management. And then coming to the personal, in the personal life also, in relationships, there can be family conflicts, there can be a divorce going on, or there
Right.
can be, a loss of a family member. And
Hmm.
there can be, old age parents at your home, and then caretaking. Yeah.
Ailing parents. Right.
Yes, caretaking those parents is also a
Right.
stressful life. And
Exactly.
there is a lack of a strong support system. At that time also a person can be more stressed. Okay, and
Right.
also we have seen that major changes which happen in the life. Suddenly a baby is there, baby is born, a lady
Hmm. Hmm.
conceives a baby, and suddenly there is a change in the life. Whatever the routine she
Right.
used to
True. True.
follow,
True.
and that routine exactly was changed, and everything, she gets the burden of managing the baby, feeding the baby,
Baby.
caring the
Yeah.
baby.
The whole
No.
biological clock of that lady, gets different, totally different,
Yeah.
what it used to be,
Yeah.
because they have to take care of that small baby who wakes up at night, maybe in the midnight or early morning.
Hmm.
So that
So
also releases the stress hormone
yes.
in the
So
body.
you see here life changes, especially this happens more in the
Yeah.
females. More in the females. Getting married
Right.
is also getting married and shifting to another place is also a kind
Hmm.
of stress. And
True,
uh,
agree, totally
yeah,
agree.
having a baby is again a stress. Uh,
Hmm.
Losing a job. Suppose that lady was working previously, and then because of all these changes, she has to no leave the
Right.
job or take a sabbatical. That also becomes a stressful thing.
Part of stress. Right.
Yeah.
Overthinking
Oh,
also leads to your increased release
yes,
of stress hormone in the body.
yes, yes. So understanding all these things, accepting the things, adapting to the life changes is very important aspect of managing the stress. You know.
Right.
Also,
And
one
in
thing
today's world, I think, sorry for I'm interrupting you, but I think we should get indulged into our hobbies. I keep
yeah,
on saying, I give, much stress on this part. Keep
exactly.
indulge into
Indulging
what kind of
hobbies.
hobbies were having or you want to do.
Yes, yes,
It
that's
can be
absolutely
singing, it can be dancing, it can be socializing, talking, chatting,
yes. Uh,
spiritual
Sing some,
activities.
learning some musical instrument,
Right, right.
or engaging in sports. You can go for
Yeah,
trekking,
true.
you can go for the nature walks. So all
Yeah.
this help in rejuvenation.
Right.
That's about, also the health and the environment. Sometimes the environment also causes stress. That there is a chronic
Hmm. Hmm.
illness, if there is a chronic illness, then also that also leads to stress because the person
Stress.
becomes disabled. Not he's not able to, or he or she cannot be able to do any kind of work.
Work.
And continuous, there can be pain or
Hmm.
sleeplessness. All these also will increase the stress. You know,
Exactly. Very
if
true.
the environment
Totally
can
agree.
be very chaotic, and the person is unable to escape that environment, that also becomes very stressful. So
Right.
there are
Right.
numerous things which can cause stress. But what can the human do? What can the person do to relieve this stress? Or
We can
get
only
out
manage
of
the stress. Stress
managing.
cannot be, separated from us. It can
Hmm.
never ever happen.
Yes,
But
yes,
we can, manage the stress through, mindfulness, increasing the physical activity, especially the morning walks. Because in
yes,
the morning we get vitamin D from the sunlight, and light itself is a, sign
absolutely
of positivity.
positive.
Positivity.
And
Yeah.
it is also seen that people who are suffering from stress and depression often they
Hmm.
lack this, vitamin D.
Vitamin
It is
D.
it is
Right.
seen.
Right.
It is seen in the results automatically. It is seen that the vitamin D is very less.
Low.
Yeah.
And vitamin
So
B12 is also responsible. Lack of vitamin
yeah, lack
B12.
of vitamin is also
Both the
responsible,
vitamins.
and vice versa. So
Right. Right.
because of the depression, because of this stress, the person doesn't go,
Ah,
becomes sluggish and doesn't go out in the for the walks. And the person
box.
tries to sleep more at unusual times, and then
Hmm. Hmm.
slowly that goes and forms a deficiency of protein.
Yeah. You have put very
It is-
important point, like
Yeah,
erratic sleeping patterns.
yeah, correct. So, what we advise usually is go out for a morning walk
Right.
in the sun, and that make it a habit, so that that becomes a positive factor for helping to
Positive
manage the
factor.
stress. Yeah,
Right.
changing the thinking pattern is also one of the um,
Yeah.
methods to
Like
adapt to stress.
stress, being positivity, being
Yes,
optimism.
optimistic, being
Yeah.
optimistic.
Optimistic.
Yeah, and
So that
one of the
negative thoughts
very
also causes so much of stress hormone in the body,
Mhm.
that not only that person but the other person or the family members also, suffer from that
Yeah. So not
negativity.
only the person suffers, but those people who love the person also suffer because of this kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So another important aspect here is
Mhm.
spirituality. You know,
Right.
spirituality manages. If you are a spiritual
Very
person,
well.
you understand the reason of stress. You
Right.
understand that this phase will go away. When
Right.
you make yourself understand that this phase will be also gone and you will be okay. So you are
Yeah.
able to
Will come out
convince.
with the flying colors.
Yeah. So that is very important. And spirituality
Yeah.
teaches you to manage stress, surrender to God or the higher, being, and surrendering to the higher being helps you to become more light and very easy
Grounded.
to manage the stress. You become
Stress.
grounded and
Yeah.
can easily cope
You
up with the
become
stress.
patient. Yeah. And patience also is a mark of, having less of stress in the body.
Yeah,
Being patient.
yeah. So, what do you think? I have used homeopathic medicines for managing the stress, especially
Yeah.
those people who come with some kind of symptoms and
Hmm.
also with some kind of disease patterns.
Yeah.
So, using argentum nitricum, especially for the stress of the exams or the
Anxiety,
performance
performance.
anxiety,
Right.
you know,
Right.
uh, argentum nitricum I had used, and also
Yeah. And
lycopodium. Yeah.
Lycopodium, right?
Yes.
Performance anxiety.
One of the
And
very important remedy frequently used is Nux vomica.
Nux
So,
vomica.
yeah, what is your experience of
Yeah,
Nux vomica?
Argentum Nux vomica is suited to very, irritable person as it is written. But performance anxiety, in cases of performance anxiety, examination fear, it works very well, along with gelsemium.
Okay.
Yeah. And you were talking about Argentine nitricum. Yeah, I have
Yeah.
given that also. The people who are very restless, and they get anxiety due to that restlessness. And somehow
Okay.
I feel in this remedy, it's clearly can be explained that gut and mind is related to each other.
Okay. One of the
Kali phos,
remedy, Califos, especially for the insomnia, when the person is
insomnia,
unable to sleep and
sleep,
has got a brain fag because of the continuous, work. So,
work, or worries. Yeah,
or worries. So there is a burnout syndrome. So
burnout.
at that time,
Right.
Califos works very well. We use Califos. Also,
Have you ever
Ignatius.
used Have you ever used Brahmi?
Yeah, Califos. Brahmi,
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 Brahmi. Yeah,
Brahmi is also used tincture,
super.
especially with
Yeah.
these memory problems. Because of the stress, the person suffers from loss of memory.
Hmm.
Uh, Brahmi and also cools the brain.
It
Brahmi
relaxes. Yeah.
relaxes the brain. Ginseng is one of the medicine which is used in the old age people.
Right.
There
Right.
is a lot of mental fatigue
Yeah.
and a loss of memory.
Loss of memory. Right.
Then especially when there is circulation problem in the brain.
Is being affected. Right.
Yeah, so ginseng can be used.
Wonderful.
Yeah, then we have ignatia.
Ignatia.
Ignatia can be used in case of long chronic grief.
Grief.
Yeah,
Or
and
there is loss of near or
consequences of
dear ones.
loss of near and dear ones or any kind of bad news which may
Bad
suddenly
news.
precipitate symptoms.
The
uh,
present condition. Yeah.
yes, so
Wonderful
ignition can
medicine. Ignatia is a wonderful remedy.
suddenly because once or many times I had given ignatia when a person, especially when she loses, he or she, the patient loses one of the family members
Family
and
members.
suddenly collapses down, and we
Hmm.
feel that she is conscious but still collapses down. And a dose of ignatia will bring back her to normal routine.
Okay.
So that's a sudden emotional collapse, you
Loss of,
can say.
yeah.
So in that conditions, also ignatia was given, and further.
And I was thinking about BFR, like
Mhm.
chicory, that can be given to an irritable person.
Mhm.
And these days, you can see, like what I have seen in,
Mhm.
North India, there is so
Mhm.
much of
Yeah.
road rages happening.
Yes. Yes.
And if we can give, chicory and nux vomica or nettermure, so I
Mhm.
think it can reduce to much
Yeah.
extent
Yes.
that anger, that aggression,
Mhm.
depending upon the symptoms, of course, depending upon the collective collection of the symptoms.
Yes. Yes. So that can be given for to cool down, to calm down the
Cool
person.
down, right?
Yes. Also, arsenic album is one of the very
Arsenic album,
beautiful remedy, which can be given to those people who are perfectionists. You know,
perfectionist,
they are the
right?
perfectionists.
That perfection expectation to achieve that perfection, that also leads to stress,
Yes, that
release of
leads to
stress hormone in the body.
yes. So the person becomes
And
totally
they are
restless.
releasing stress hormone not in themselves, but in the other person's body also.
Yes. So here you will find that in the arsenic patient, usually we find there are a lot of digestive issues because of this,
Yeah,
perfectionism,
stomach upset, yeah,
stomach upsets and all this. Next
anxiety,
is
loose
person
motions,
is workaholic. The next patient is a
yeah,
workaholic, and
and perfectionist.
and perfectionist as well. And this person you'll find, especially in the big positions, like he
Hmm.
can be a principal in a college or a CEO of a company
Head.
and head
Yeah.
of some company, and then he takes
Company.
on all the work, comes back at night, very late at
Working
night,
overnight.
working
Yeah.
overnight, and all these kind of things, executive type of
Yeah.
overworking. And
Overwork.
because of that, the person gets severe acidity. Also,
Hmm.
Natsomika is a very important remedy for the hangovers, you
Yeah.
know,
Hangover is right.
especially
I
in
have
this.
seen one of the episode of Kapil Sharma's show
Uh,
where Sanjay Dutt has mentioned about this Nux vomica.
yes, yes, correct. So,
Yeah.
so it has become so popular that now common people
Yeah.
know that Natsomika can be
Yeah.
given for hangovers.
Yeah.
So,
He has spread the
so
word of, homeopathy among
yes,
all the viewers.
so it has become so popular. Everybody
Yeah.
knows that Natsomika can be used for.
Because of him. Right.
So that's it.
Yeah.
And more of the medicines. Any more medicines here in the stress?
Bacoba, I've already mentioned Brahmi
Hmm.
and stress. We can
Like
give some intercurrent remedies like sulfur also can be given.
sulfur
They,
tablet.
yeah, because it's having psoric mass and irritability and lack of vitamins, the lack of,
Hmm.
some
Yeah.
kind of the nutrients in the body that also leads to stress, uh, stress in the body. So we can think of sulfur in between, recurrent as a recurrent
Now
medicine.
we are talking about all the negative aspects of stress, right? There is
Yeah,
also something called as good stress.
good stress.
Good stress, that is
Huh.
eustress. It is called as eustress.
Use stress. Right.
Eustress. It's a good stress. Okay.
Yeah.
So here a person becomes productive in a positive way. So this
Right.
stress helps the person to grow. You know. So there is no
To
bad effect on
create.
the person.
Yeah.
So that
Right.
is called as eustress. So once I remember, one of the student was asking me, "Madam, if we take so much stress, we'll not be able to do anything. If we study, then stress automatically comes.
Come.
So how to manage that? That person, that boy was asking, student was asking me.
Right.
So at that time, I explained him there are two kinds of
Hmm.
stress. One is good stress, another is bad
Right.
stress. So that good
Right.
stress, if you take, that will help in productivity. That will help
Right.
you
It
grow in your
boosts
life.
up. Yeah.
Yes. And the bad stress will make you, incapable. The bad stress
Right.
will make you ill. It will make you sick. So
Sick.
understanding
Without
what is
any work.
good stress, yes. So
Right.
understanding what is good stress and what is bad stress is also very
Bad stress.
important. So
Right.
identify that. Identify that. So not all stress is,
Bad for
bad
us.
stress. So identifying that is very important, and then getting on with that and becoming productive in the life is also very important.
Important. Right.
So I think we have covered most of the points, right?
Right. Right.
Yeah. So do you have anything more to say about managing stress?
No, I just want to say whatever makes you happy,
Hmm.
just go
Yeah.
and do that.
Yes. So managing your me time is very important.
Me time.
Especially people who are dedicated to others' lives, caregiving, especially most of the females. You find that they are especially engaged in caregiving, cooking meals, and all this work,
Taking
and they
more
don't have
responsibilities.
time for themselves. So, taking time for yourself is very important. Whether
Very
it is
important.
whether it is a male or female,
Female.
have some me time. In the meantime, you can do some hobbies, listen to music or something like that. Not
Socializing.
always
Chatting.
necessary, but if you feel that it is the life is stressing you out, then it is very important.
Right.
Previously in the older times, you used to find that people used to have their me time by engaging with the people in their community. There used to be festivals, there used to be certain traditions and rituals where people used to come together, enjoy the
Mingle up.
life, enjoy life. And that used to be, a stress buster for them.
Exactly. Well
Nowadays,
said.
because of the busy life, because of the work and family, people are unable to go outside and mix up with people. That also becomes a very a bad factor.
Change in
So
life,
hmm,
changing a bit of life,
hmm,
or going out station, or maybe going partying with your friends,
yes,
that also relieves the stress.
yes, changing the weather, changing the
Any kind of
climate,
change.
yeah, going outside somewhere to changing the place. That also
Yeah,
helps in
changing the place.
rejuvenation. That also helps in
And
uh,
at last, I just want to add one thing. Just try to enjoy each and every moment of life.
hmm,
Because if you are living that, small moment of your life,
hmm,
that will keep you happy, that will make you happy.
yes,
Rather than, complaining about others or finding faults in others.
hmm,
मुझे ये नहीं मिला, मुझे ये नहीं करना.
yeah,
Try to enjoy those small, things in your life. That is very important. Because
absolutely, yes.
these days there is so much of competition, and so much
Competition.
of yeah, responsibilities, because a female is working also and taking care of the family, kitchen, everything. So I think those small moments, spending time with your children, it can be only 5 minutes or 10 minutes of time, the quality time,
Yes.
that should be spent well with your family members.
So spending the quality time is very
Yeah,
important with family.
exactly.
Yeah. So here, nothing is worth diminishing your own health. Nothing is worth poisoning yourself into stress, into worries, into anxiety, and into fear. That one should know.
Right,
So
right.
only the thing you have to remember is be happy and be adaptive and be resilient.
And keep smiling, keep smiling.
Keep smiling.
You
That
can
is
see
what.
so many laughter clubs has been, running in
Yeah.
many parts of the
Yeah.
country.
So you see that there are laughter clubs. The people don't
Yeah,
laugh at the home, but they go outside and
right,
laugh. So that
right,
thing will not be necessary. If you laugh at home, if you keep everybody laughing at home, you will not
right.
have the necessity to go outside and join the
Outside,
laughter clubs.
right,
So maintain that harmony and happiness at home, and
right. You
life will
can
become
yourself release.
easier.
True.
So this topic was very interesting, and
Yeah,
hope people liked it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nice
Anything more
talking
to
to
say?
you.
Yeah.
No, that's it. I think this much is enough for the day. If you
So
want
thank
to
you.
add any like ending lines, you may add.
Yeah. So ending the this webinar or the
Podcast.
live show is stay
Yeah,
happy and cultivate hobbies and be smiling always, and
yeah,
yes, stress will be relieved. Otherwise, you all know stress can lead to so many problems. What we call it as psychosomatic diseases. It all starts here and then
yeah.
spread to the body.
Psychosomatic. Right,
So it's very important to manage stress at the earliest so that it
earlier.
won't occur and cause diseases. So thank you
Right.
everyone for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sucharitra, for being with us and explaining so beautifully everything. Despite being on a vacation, you are here. Thank you for that. Good
Thanks
night.
to you also, ma'am. Thanks to everyone who is watching this live show. Okay.
Okay, bye. Good night.